Good Yantif. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
How nice it is to be here together, entering into this sacred season. So much important work to do, so much joy to share. I want to welcome those who are here in the room with us and those who are here on Zoom. However you are entering this holiday, it means so much to us to be with you. If you are in the room, especially if you haven't been to Kabbalat Shabbat recently, you might notice a little bit of a different setup. And you might be thinking, oh, I'm looking at the back of someone's head. But you're also looking at someone's face, not only a clergy member, but a member of this congregation. And we're sitting in a circle so that we can feel more connected and feel closer to one another. You'll get a chance to see all of our faces. We'll be up and down a little bit. And if it feels incredibly uncomfortable to you to not have the front of the room that you're used to, I invite you to turn that discomfort into curiosity. Give some time and space to think about what it is that you're missing in a space and a setup that feels different. And give yourself a little time and space to maybe be open to the good that might come out of something that you're not used to. We'll take a few deep breaths now. And we'll do what we do every Shabbat, which is breathe out, not just the stress of the week, but the stress of the year. Feel it leaving your body with each exhale. The pain, the disappointment, the hurts, the resentments. Whenever one of those things leaves us, that means there's room for something else. So in turn, breathing in, calm and peace and passion and goodness and blessing. We thank God for bringing us to this very moment. Shehechianu is on page 10.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyanu v'higyanu l'zman hazeh.
I'd like to invite our board members and their families to come lead us in candle lighting. While we're doing that, if you could meet somebody sitting next to you, make sure you know their name and wish them a sweet new year.
Jessica, it's great to meet you.
And our beloved board members who bring so much great light to our community, surrounded by their families.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechadlikneh shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
Since it is Shabbat, we continue with Lachuna Ranana, page 7.
Lechu leranena, lechu leranena l'Adonai, lechu leranena l'Adonai, nariya v'sul yishem.
The tradition is that when Kabbalat Shabbat and Erev Rosh Hashanah come together, we just have a little taste of Kabbalat Shabbat. It's like a little nod. We don't have time for all the holiness we have to get to tonight. So we turn now to Hineni, beginning the Chagim in earnest.
Here I am. Here I am. One soul within this prayer community. Like those around me, I bring my own concerns, arid yearnings to this place, hoping they will find expression in the time-hallowed words of my people and in the traditions cherished by generations before me. May I bring the best of my energies to these holy days, approaching this spiritual work with open heart and mind, sincerity, and sustained focus on the deep questions of this season. Who am I? How shall I live? Where have I fallen short or failed? This night, I take up the challenge of the days of awe, Cheshbon HaNefesh, a searching examination of my life, a moral inventory of my deeds, words, and thoughts. During the next 10 days, let me face the truth about myself and listen to your still, small voice, taking comfort in your promise that I am always free to change, released from staleness and routine. Let me know the joy of beginning again. May I gain strength as I share this task with those around me, united by our common purpose, Tikkun Midot, improving our characters, and Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. I now prepare myself to pray. הנני הענייה ממעש, נרעשת ונפחדת, מפחד יושב תהילות ישראל. באתי לעמוד ולהתחנן לפניך על עמך ישראל, אשר שלחוני. אף על פי שאיני חדעת והגונה לך, לכן אבקש ממך, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי לאה, אלוהי רחל. אדוני, אדוני, אל רחום וחנון, אלוהי ישראל, שדי היום ונורא, היה נא מצליח דרכי. אשר אני הולכת לעמוד ולבקש רחמים עליי ועל שוכי. ברוך אתה שומע תפילה.
We continue on page 11.
בחודש השביעי באחד לחודש יהיה לכם שבתון, זיכרון תרועה מקרא קודש, כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו. In the 7th month, on the 1st of the month, there shall be a cessation from work, a day of commemoration proclaimed by the sound of the shofar, a sacred assembly. You shall do no manner of work.
Tiku b'chodesh shofar b'kesei leyom chagenu. Ki chok liYisrael hu mishpat leElohei Yaakov. Sound the shofar when the new moon appears at the turning of the year, at the returning of our joyful celebration. For this is a statute binding on Israel, an ordinance of the God of Jacob. May this new year, called 5784, bring to us and the household of Israel renewal and peace, joy and celebration, healing and redemption.
Amen.
Amen. Duma, dum dum, duma, dum dum, duma, dum dum, duma, dum dum. Keep it going. Duma, dum dum, duma, rise. We rise humbly hearted. We rise humbly hearted. We rise humbly hearted. We won't be divided. We won't be divided. We rise humbly hearted. We rise humbly hearted. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we rise.
right here in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here and we rise. We rise. We rise humbly hearted. We rise humbly hearted. We won't be divided. We won't be divided. We rise humbly hearted. We rise humbly hearted. We
Facing the Ark, page 13. Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. You mix the watercolors of the evening like my son swishing his brush until the waters are black with paint. The sky will soon be dimming. The sun wheels over the horizon like a glowing penny falling into its slot. Day is spent, and in its place, stars will cross the sky's expanse. Every evening we tell ourselves the story that you offer forgiveness like a fleece blanket tucked around our ears. When we cry out, you will hear. All the more so on this night of nights, this Shabbat of all Shabbats. Soothe our fear of living life without enough light. Rock us to sleep in the deepening dark.
Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Amen.
You have loved the house of Israel eternally, a single unifying love. You revealed it in love notes you left us in your Torah, your mitzvot, your ancient statutes, your modern judgments. As we speak aloud your many words, help us hear in them the single message you intended. For the secret of our life is there and the length of our days. If only we could pore over your letters all the day throughout the night. As we accept more and more of your Torah, open us to accept more and more of your love. Do not withhold it from us as we search. You are praised in our words, Adonai, as we are loved in yours.
Baruch atah Adonai, Oher Amo Yisrael.
Page 15.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Mi Chamocha, page 18, the page of life.
Mi Chamocha, Ba'ilim Adonai, Mi Chamocha, Neda B'Kodesh, Nora Tehila, Osef Ele, Osef Ele. Mi Chamocha, Ba'ilim Adonai, Mi Chamocha, Neda B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osef Ele, Osef Ele. Malechutecha, Rovanecha, Malechutecha, Rovanecha, Bokei Hayam, Lifnei Moshe,
Hashkivenu, lie us down in peace and raise us up renewed.
Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom. V'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim uleshalom, uleshalom. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, ushmor seiteinu uvoeinu lechaim ulshalom ve'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom.
The Amidah is a prayer in which we all, each one of us, speak from our hearts. B'chol levavcha, with all of our heart. The rabbis teach that means with our positive qualities that we're proud of, and also with some of the difficult parts of ourselves that we struggle with, that we maintain to control and contain. In a moment, we're going to rise for the Amidah. We're on page 22, and we'll each have a chance to whisper our words of truth. The clergy are going to begin in front of the ark. We're going to speak our own words of truth, and then we invite you each to push your tzvatai, to push your boundaries, and be present with the Holy One. Please rise.
My body broke this past year. I felt it coming, and it was a surprise nonetheless. It was my knee, which was masterfully repaired and returned to service. Still, it was a shot across the bow, a message from you, God, the God of aging. Okay, received. My soul faltered too, here and there. Also, not irreparably, and sometimes of my own doing. I've got enough left to pull myself back together, but it takes work. And I don't want to miss a moment. My ridiculous and perfect children, my lovely parents, my meaningful work, the extraordinary people I have in my life, friends and colleagues whose goodness takes my breath away. And there's so much that you gave us to do, so much to reckon with and revel in, so many projects, so many playgrounds on this earth. I don't want to miss a moment, and so I'm tired. Sometimes I'm just so tired. Makor HaChaim, in this new year, I will do my best. I will give it everything I've got. And I could use some strength and some courage and some direction. Help me find my voice. I will do my best to use it for good.
Makor HaChaim, source of strength and life, I am so blessed. I have my health, my children, my husband, my friends, my teachers, and meaningful work. I know that. And yet I often want more. Not more material things, I'm done with that, but deeper connections with the ones I love. And I'm impatient, I yearn. Help me to slow down, to appreciate who I do have in my life and what my loved ones do give me. Help me to speak words of gratitude before criticism. Help me to channel my energy for holiness and not destruction. Help me to leave more space for others to enter. As I ripen, as I experience more colors around me and within me, I also feel the heaviness of our world, loneliness, disconnection, fear, hurt. I hold my congregants' weight in my heart. I want to ease their pain, and also I can't always be there for them. Forgive my limitations. Forgive my distractions. Forgive my need to escape. Give me the strength to withstand the disappointments and devastating losses that come my way. Give me the patience to remain grounded when I want to fly. Give me the gift of physical and mental health as I navigate aging. Keep my children and husband safe from all harm. Hear my prayer. Amen.
At Rosh Hashanah last year, I stood here and asked God to open my lips as we commenced our high holiday journey. Every year, we say the Unatana Tokef, expressing the unknowable mystery of who will live and who will die this year. It was, of course, a question and not exactly a surprise. But I couldn't have known that this passing year would be the year I'd lose my father. This is the message of the season, that life is precious and fleeting, that none of us can know the number of our days. And to quote the poet, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? God, open my lips that I may speak praise of you and everything you've given me in this life. God, open my eyes that I may see what is in front of me and be truly present with it. God, open my heart that I may feel and appreciate this very life you have given me for as long as I have to live it.
Another year, another offering. Open up my mind, open up my heart, open up my lips. I really have nothing to say, but I want to say it anyway. I tell myself that this is the season of change, but things only change when I change them. And if we don't believe in change, then we don't believe in time. Time is always with me. Wherever I go, I carry it within, and it carries me. It sees and it hears everything that I do and say. I want to believe that my words matter, to know that I made a difference somewhere, somehow. I really have nothing to say, but I need to say it anyway. Thank you for another year. Thank you for another chance to offer.
מחכה חיים וחסד, מחיי מתים רחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים, ומתקיים אמונתו לישני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך מימי ומחייב ומצמיח ישועה.
Sometimes our hearts are full, and sometimes our hearts are empty. Our sages teach that every person is supposed to have two pieces of paper in their pocket. One that says, "The world was created for me. My life is full." And the other that says, "I'm but dust and ashes. My life is empty." Full, empty. Empty and full. That's who we are.
May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. light, may I be full and open to receive. Misheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. Made the source of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach aimotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Avinu Malkeinu is found on page 32. Please rise. Avinu Malkeinu, Shma Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. We have done wrong in your presence. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol aleinu ve'al olaleinu ve'tapenu. Be compassionate with us and with our children. Avinu Malkeinu, Kale dever ve'cherev ve'ra'av me'aleinu. Help us bring an end to sickness, war, and famine. Avinu Malkeinu, Kale kol tsar umastin me'aleinu. Move all humanity to end oppression. Avinu Malkeinu, Kotvenu b'sefer chaim tovim. Inscribe us in the book of life. Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh aleinu shana tova. Renew us for a good year. Avinu Malkeinu, Harem Keren Yisrael Amecha. Give strength and vision to your people Israel. Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu va'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Be gracious with us and respond to us, for we have too few good deeds. Place in our hearts the will to act righteously, gently, and lovingly, and bring us renewal.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Dever, V'cherev v'ra'ah, Me'aleinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Chotzar, Umastin, Me'aleinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kotvenu, B'Sefer Chaim Tovim, Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu, Shema Kolenu.
I used to play a lot of video games. And if you ask my wife, I still do. But there is a difference between playing games and playing games. So when I was younger, I had all the time in the world, right? And I could bounce from one game to another. I could spend hours running around trying to save Princess Zelda and the citizens of Hyrule, using the Master Sword to travel through time, and using the ocarina to solve puzzles. And then I could switch gears entirely and play through Kingdom Hearts, an unnecessarily convoluted game about light versus dark, which mashes up elements of magic, Arthurian tales, steampunk aesthetics, Japanese mythology, and of course, the wonderful world of Disney. I'm not kidding. You play through this entire game battling minions who have been unleashed from the realms of darkness. And you ultimately succeed because you have Donald and Goofy by your side. The power of friendship always wins. Now, I just don't have that kind of time to play video games. But when I do play games, I end up choosing the same few titles that I can be done with in about 20 minutes. Just quick online multiplayer games, playing with absolute strangers on the internet that I don't feel any connection towards the games or the people I'm playing with. And these strangers, many of them disconnect from the game the second it starts. And then you're down like 1 or 2 players for the rest of the match. And then you're sitting there slogging through until time is up. And you're thinking, why am I even doing this? Is this even fun? What is the meaning of life? I used to have time and energy to play through and then replay games that took 80+ hours to complete. And that is not including the side missions, the secret bosses, unlocking every possible ending, collecting every ultimate weapon for all my characters. In the business, we call that 100%ing a game. Now, though, there's a new game that we all play, where we just try to get to 0. 9. 9 is the number of unread emails I currently have in my inbox. Thank you. Thank you. Getting to 0 unread emails might just be the most Sisyphean task of our time. We take that number down. We respond to every message that comes in. We feel that sense of accomplishment when we see that beautiful goose egg. And so we walk away from the computer. But then our phone dings, and we look. Another temple newsletter. But seriously, look at those. Those are very important. But even without these external messages coming in, I personally add to my own anxieties about the unread email count. For years, my only way of creating to-do lists was emailing myself. Reminders. Reach out to so-and-so about X, Y, and Z. Add info to the B'nai Mitzvah page on the website. Follow up about. Cancel subscriptions to. And I would leave these emails as unread until I finally completed the task. This summer, I finally completed one of those tasks. I got around to one of those unread emails that has been sitting in my email inbox since 2013. 10 years ago, when I was the young, naive youth director here at TIOH, I thought to myself, you know what would make an amazing high holiday read? Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. I loved what I read of it in high school, and I thought that it would be such a powerful way to connect to the divine via nature during a deeply reflective season. So, I checked it out from the library. I put it by my bedside table. I wrote emails to myself to remember to read the book. And then I never got around to reading it. Probably because I was playing video games. But when the high holidays came and went that year, I sadly returned it to the library. And it's been on my mind ever since. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Calvin, come on. Why didn't you just go back to the library and check it out and then read it? Well, if we're being honest, I didn't have the time. I've been busy. I went to rabbinical school. I lived in Israel for a year. I got married. I graduated from rabbinical school during the lockdown. I started life as a virtual rabbi. I then transformed into an in-person rabbi with a bottom half. I had a child. That child just started school here last week. But as we entered this summer, I knew that I was going to be talking about tackling the backlog for my high holiday sermon. And so I made it a point to go out of my way to check out that book from the library, Leaves of Grass, and finally read it. And I had the perfect opportunity to do so. I was going away back east for a week-long retreat at a campsite, in the woods, on a lake. I mean, exactly how Walt would want me to read his poetry. And so here I am, standing before you, and I can proudly say two things. One, I have finally read Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. Thank you. Thank you. I deleted that email reminder to myself, and I crossed it off my to-do list. 2, something shifted inside of me when I read those final words of Leaves of Grass, and I closed that book. So much so that I was almost charged a late fee for not wanting to return it. And I was sitting there, and it dawned on me. I finally read it. And sure, the words were profound. And I'll actually be peppering in a lot of what I gleaned from Walt's poetry throughout these holidays. But there was a feeling inside of me of finishing something that I had intentionally set aside to accomplish. I felt myself getting closer to zero. That elusive state of productivity, pride, and progress. Now, I know there's still so much for me to tackle in terms of my own backlog, movies I want to watch, books I want to read, games I want to play, places I want to visit. I know the emails are going to keep coming in. And these unread notifications, the notes that we leave to ourselves, these to-do lists, these are all accountings of tasks that require our attention and perhaps even our action to complete. And realistically, we know that we can't accomplish everything, and we don't want to either, because then what will we be doing with our time? What we do want, though, is to figure out a way to make each of these tasks manageable so that we feel better prepared for what's to come that will also require our attention. Earlier this summer, Rabbi Mari invited our community to finish the sentence, "Before I die." And some of those responses in the form of artwork and some chalkboard handwritten answers are going to be on display throughout our building during these next 10 days. This prompt, though, is the underlying theme of this season. Our tradition even teaches that Yom Kippur is a rehearsal for our own death, which is why we have certain practices of fasting, guidelines as to the clothes we can and cannot wear, activities from which we should refrain. And for the next 10 days, we gather as community, and we offer traditional prayers and reflections that evoke grand imagery from our God, judging us for our backlog of shortcomings from this past year. It seems easy to say that, yeah, okay, we get it. The metaphors, it's a fresh start, blank slate, yada, yada. And what if we took a few steps back to take in what this season offers us? What if we stood in awe, even in a little bit of fear, of these Yamim Noraim, these days of awe? Rabbi Eliezer taught his students that the day before you die, you should work to restore that which is broken. The students asked, but how does one know the day they are going to die? And the rabbi responded, exactly. You could die tomorrow, which is why you should act now to repair that brokenness, which will allow you to live in such a state of consistent and constant cycles of the restorative work of tshuva. What might it feel like to acknowledge everything from this past year that brought us further away from zero? How would it sound to truly apologize to those whom we have harmed? In a week's time, we are going to be chanting Kol Nidre, admitting that we're going to make more mistakes, that those to-do lists are going to grow longer. What if we gave ourselves permission to take our words in these Machzor seriously? What if we gave ourselves permission to believe that our prayers matter? What if this year we accepted the invitation to hit the button on the spiritual reset, to use this season as a chance to get to zero, to tackle the backlog of less than ideal interactions and the ways in which those experiences fractured our souls? Just this week, I got even closer to zero. I began reading another book from my backlog called Day Tripper. It's a graphic novel that follows the writer of obituaries for a local Brazilian newspaper. And each segment of its 10 short parts highlights a different time in the protagonist's life. And every episode ends with a different version of him dying. And then it's sealed with a 1 to 2 line obituary line that he would have written himself. And I haven't finished it yet, but 2 things have already jumped out at me. The first is that the emotional and spiritual nuance of one's life is greatly reduced when told in just a few words. The second is that time is ever present, relentless. And Day Tripper asks us, how often do we ponder the past, wish for the future, but exist foremost in the experience? Rabbi Hillel taught, do not separate yourself from your community. Do not be sure about yourself until the day you die. Do not judge your peer until you have stood in their place. Do not say anything that cannot be immediately understood in the hopes that it will eventually be understood. And do not say that I will study when I have the time, because you may never have that time. So much of what we don't control will continue to come in, requiring our energy and attention, pulling us further away from zero. For what little we can control, with the time that we have left, let's choose to fill our souls with goodness. Lean into our passions, engage in activities that bring us joy, surround ourselves with people we love and who love us. What better place than here? What better time than now? May this be a year we get to zero, so that we can 100% life.
אדון הכל, לתת גדולה, ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
On your song sheets.
והשב אותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים. והשב אותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים. אינו מלבדו, אינו אפס זולתו, אינו מלבדו, אינו אפס זולתו. אחד, אדוני אחד, אחד ושמו אחד, אחד, אדוני אחד, אחד ושמו אחד. אינו מלבדו, אינו
face the center again, but we'll remain standing. We turn to page 36, and as we prepare to offer Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, we enter this time and space of memory. Our community is remembering Francis Bay, Gerald Blackman, Ted Buckalter, Mark Dichter, Judith Dickenstein, Beatrice Friedman, Eugene Greenfield, Sylvia Krugman, Simon Lipsman, Helen Mandel, Karen Maxwell, Charlotte Meyer, Esther Norber, Veronica Rappaport, Harold Schulman, Mayor Scheiken, Malka Schneiderman, Jack Trimmer. If there are other names you'd like to bring into this space of memory, we'll invite you to share them out loud or just hold them in your hearts at this time.
Harold Skloff.
If it's your custom to join the mourners in reciting Kaddish Tome, we'll invite you to do so. We also offer these words for those who have no one to say it for them. We join together on page 36. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach Hirutei ve'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. V'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal Shmei d'Kudashah
Brechu.
Le'ela le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata.
Tushbechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran ve'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya.
V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Al kol yoshvei tevel. V'imru. Amen.
Please see your song sheets. Leila, 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 Leila. Mikol mirchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata.
seated. I'm sure you received our temple newsletters already about the schedule for the rest of the high holidays, at least this weekend. But we're going to remind you just one more time. Tomorrow, 8:30, we've got our Tot service in Nussbaum. If you're joining us for that, it's fun and vibrant. All of these are fun and vibrant. Our 9 a.m. Minyan service in here in Miller Hall. 11 a.m. traditional service in Nussbaum Sanctuary. We have youth programming for K through 6th grades happening all day. We have childcare for potty-trained 2 through 5-year-olds occurring concurrently with those morning adult services. And please join us at 4 o'clock at the beach for Tashlich at the Annenberg Community Beach House. And if you're feeling like something a little new this year, if you want to come on back, Sunday, Rosh Hashanah Day 2. It's a vibe. It's a good time.
You have the day off anyway,
yeah,
right?
It's a good time. Day 2 is a blast.
It is.
And not only is it start 10 a.m. in here, but for 3rd through 6th graders only, there's going to be a hike that's happening during that adult service, and then everyone's going to come together outside for a brunch graciously provided by Mitchell and Lizzie Schwartz. If you registered for the dinner this evening and you have yet to get your wristbands, please do so after this in the lobby. And we will see you all tomorrow.
Woohoo!
I want to thank our wonderful band
Woohoo!
made up of congregants: Eva, Amanda, Simon, Matthew, Jessica, Jennifer. Thank you, thank you.
These
thank
are all
you.
TIOH members.
And they will be playing on Rosh Hashanah second day also. Another reason to come back. The Kiddush for High Holidays is just a little bit different. So there will be parts that are recognizable and parts that are a little different. So bear with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam melech olam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bachar banu mikol am, v'romemanu mikol lashon, v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'atiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava, et yom HaShabbat hazeh, v'et yom HaZikaron hazeh, yom zichron truah, be'ahava mikra kodesh, זכר זכר ליציאת מצרים כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ודברך אמת וקיים לעד Baruch atah Adonai, melech al kol haaretz, mekadesh HaShabbat. Melech al kol haaretz, mekadesh HaShabbat. Mekadesh HaShabbat v'Yisrael, v'yom HaZikaron. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Shana Tova, everyone.
Shana Tova, Shana Tova.